Okay, this is the review for the quiz on similarity word problems and triangle proportionality. Okay. Number one is a word problem, and there's no picture drawn, so you're going to have to draw one yourself. A building casts a 75-foot shadow at the same time that a 28-foot flagpole casts a 32-foot shadow. How tall is the building? Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So let's draw a building. That's the building. Door, windows, and the building casts a 75-foot shadow. A triangle right here. And then we have a flagpole. And that casts a 32-foot shadow. Drawings are not drawn to scale, of course. And we know the flagpole is 28 feet tall. The question is how tall is the building? So you're going to write a proportion. I'll put X for the height of the building right there. I'm going to make sure all your numerators come from one triangle and make sure all your denominators come from the other triangle. So I will do X over 28 because X corresponds to 28. X over 28 equals 75 over 32. Cross multiply and solve for X. So 32X equals 75 times 28. $32X equals 2100. X is approximately 65.6. So since it's a word problem, let's put our final answer in a sentence. The building is about 65.6 feet tall. Okay. .6 feet tall. Number two, Stacy stands 8 feet from a mirror on the ground. She can see the top of a 100-foot radio tower in the station in the center of the mirror. Her eyes are 5 feet above the ground. How far is the mirror from the base of the tower? Round to the nearest tenth if necessary. So I'm going to do a proportion. Make sure all your numerators come from one triangle and make sure all your denominators come from the other triangle. So I will do 5 over 100 because 5 corresponds to 100 equals 8 over X. So 5X equals 8 times 100. Five X equals 800. X equals 160. So put that in a sentence. The mirror is 160 feet from the base of the tower. All right. Number 3, find the value of x. So if you notice, line or segment ST is parallel to segment QR. So I'm going to use one of the theorems from the last lesson. I'm going to do 6 over 2 equals 9 over x. That's one way to do this one. The other way to do it is you could do 6 over 8 equals 9 over 9 plus x, but this is faster. 6 over 2 equals 9 over x, cross multiply. 6 times x equals 9 times 2. 6 times x equals 18. X equals 3. Okay? So that's how you do that one. All right. 1 second. Number 4, find the value of y. Same type of problem. Since JG is parallel to IH, I can just simply do y over 2.5 equals 4 over 3. The other way you could do it is you could do y over y plus 2.5 equals 4 over 7. This way is easier. So 3 times y equals 4 times 2.5, which is going to be 3y equals 10. It does not say where to round, so I'm going to say I'll just do y is approximately 3.3. That's good. Number 5 is basically an extended version of numbers 3 and 4, okay? You have 3 parallel lines, you have 2 transversals, find the value of x. So all you're going to do is 4 over 12 equals x over 18. 4 over 12 equals x over 18. First multiply, 12 times x equals 4 times 18. 12 times x equals 72. X equals 6. Find the value of x. This is the triangle angle bisected theorem. Since this angle is bisected, here's how you solve it. Look at the side opposite the angle being bisected, and then put 1 over the other. Okay, so this is the angle being bisected. Look at the side opposite that, put 1 over the other. So I'll just do 3 over 5 equals. Make sure all your numerators come from one triangle, so my other numerator is going to be 15, and my other denominator is going to be 4x plus 1. In other words, the 2 numerators are right next to each other. The 2 denominators are right next to each other. Cross multiply and solve for x. 3 times 4x plus 1. Put that in parentheses because you're going to have to distribute. Equals 5 times 15. So 12x plus 3 equals 75. 12x equals 72. X equals 6. Okay, so that's the triangle angle bisector theorem. And now we have one more problem just like that. Number 7 is another triangle angle bisector theorem. So start with the angle that's being bisected. Look at the side opposite that. And put 1 over the other. So 3 over 4. Going to equal x over 12. Make sure all your numerators come from one triangle. And make sure all your denominators come from the other triangle. Another way to think about it is both of my numerators are right next to each other for this problem. And both of my denominators are right next to each other for this problem. Cross multiply, 4 times x equals 3 times 12. 4 times x equals 36. X equals 9. Number 8, find the value of x and the value of y. Now, you may get some decimals for this. That's fine. It does not tell you where to round, so you can just do nearest tenth if you want. That's fine. Let's start by finding x. X is a leg. That means it's the geometric mean between the hypotenuse segment right next to it, which is 5, and the entire hypotenuse, which is 16. Cross multiply. X squared equals 5 times 16. X squared equals 80. So x equals the square root of 80. And you can get that in your calculator. Approximately 8.9. Okay, so that was solving for a leg. X was a leg. Now we're going to solve for y, which is the altitude. So the altitude, in this case y, is the geometric mean between the two segments of the hypotenuse, which in this case are 5 and 11. Cross multiply. Y squared equals 5 times 11. So y squared equals 55. Y equals the square root of 55. So approximately 7.4. That's the hardest problem on here. The geometric mean problem. That's tough. Okay. But that's the end of that. That was the quiz review on similarity word problems and triangle proportionality.